Welcome back, everybody. 2011 could be the year the tablet wars finally break out. For more on the latest tech trends, let's bring in veteran technology analyst. He's Blair of Wedge Partners. He joins us from Salt Lake City, Utah. And Brian, I mean, we've been talking about this for a while. Is 2011 finally when we see kind of wars break out among competitors and really kind of taking a stab at Apple here?
Definitely. I think it's going to start at the Consumer Electronics Show next week. We're going to see a lot of announcements related to new tablets, and we're going to see a lot of competitors jumping in for the first time. We may see Hewlett-Packard's new operating system and their new tablet, and we're also likely to see, we're potentially going to see the new Honeycomb operating system from Android, which has just been teased by Google's Andy Rubin, but that's likely to be announced next week. Well,
let me ask you, though, because for people that we're talking to, that the iPad just cannot be competed with, period, that Galaxy and the RIM products, that they have no hope. I mean, can anybody really compete against Apple? They seem already very well established in this market, and they're going to come out with new entries.
You know, that's absolutely the case. I think that given what we've seen thus far this year, it certainly feels like nobody can compete, because thus far nobody has. All of the competing tablets, for lack of a better word, have been junk. They've been underpowered, they've been poorly constructed, and they've been cheap. But I think the best example of the ability to compete with Apple comes from looking at the Google Android smartphone. It came out later than the iPhone, and now it's selling 300,000 units a day, which is about 27 million units a quarter, versus Apple's 14 million units a quarter. I think that Google can compete with the Android OS. Part of the reason for that is because there are so many licensees that are going to be making these tablets. And I think that we just haven't seen it yet, Carol.
What about RIM's Playbook? I mean, can they compete? What's your outlook for that one?
You know, I'm really skeptical about RIM's ability to compete. Their strength has historically been in their email, which they do better than anybody else, and in their physical keyboard. Well, the Slate, while the operating system looks impressive, it's smooth and it's slick, it doesn't have a physical keyboard. Typing on glass is not optimal. And, they've never really been anywhere on the media side, so it's hard for me to see exactly what they're going to bring to the table that's going to attract users.
And we really haven't seen it. I mean, they've put it up there, put it out there, but we really haven't played with it too much, have we?
You know, we haven't. They've shown it a few times, and the demos are impressive, but they're not really giving hands-on of the device yet. So all we've really been able to see is that this operating system looks smooth. It looks like it can handle media pretty well. We don't really know a whole lot else about it.
You know, though, the Playbook, RIM's Playbook, is smaller in size compared to the iPad. I mean, what about size? I mean, we're seeing a variety of sizes when it comes to these tablets. Is it going to really matter in your view?
You know, it does. I actually think that Steve Jobs got this one right. He made a great comment. He said that he thinks the 7-inch tablet is DOA, it's dead on arrival. He thinks it's a tweener. It's too big to compete with a smartphone, but it's too small to compete with what you get out of a 10-inch screen. So I think the 7-inch tablet, I think it's going to go away. I think we're going to see, the 7-inch goes away. I think we're going to see 10 inches. We're going to see maybe a 9-inch.
Okay.
But I don't think we're going to see these smaller tablets succeed.
Well, time will certainly tell. Brian, thank you so much. Blair of Wedge Partners.